From Dylan Moe, will the Chiefs cut Frank Clark? Oh, what a good question. Probably not. I think they'll try to find a way to keep him. It's not fair. It's not right. But this is how NFL teams operate. If you're really good at football, like Frank Clark is, they are willing to overlook the things you do off the field. So I'm inclined to think that, yes, they keep him, although it might not be a huge issue this year because he just might be suspended for the season, or at least part of the season. So I bet they keep him, but I think there's NFL discipline, or at least Chiefs discipline, coming towards Clark. All right, from Cole, what are the chances the Chiefs sign Brian Poole? Good question. I'm going to lean towards limited. I think that the Chiefs' trade for Mike Hughes was their big move. That was their big splashy addition in terms of going out and getting a corner. I think from that perspective, that's the route they're going to go with. From Ron Backer, what AFC West team has the best chance to beat out the Chiefs for the division? If they get Aaron Rodgers, the answer is the Denver Broncos. They don't have him right now. So because of that, give me the LA Chargers. I think they're barely ahead of the Las Vegas Raiders from that point, but I'll go LAC for now. From John Davidson, is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a.k.a. CEH, enough? I assume that's who you're talking about, the back. Is he enough at running back for KC? I mean, I think for what the Chiefs' offense is, the answer is yes. I don't think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is ever going to be a 300 carry back. Like, if you're looking for a big, strong workhorse just always getting 20 carries a game, probably not Edwards-Helaire. But as a 3-down threat, a guy who can get you the ball in a offense that, correctly, mind you, is pass happy, you know, I don't think that. I think that, yes, he is enough from that perspective, and the Chiefs will be fine with him as their lead back. And as a dynasty owner of him, I certainly hope so. SG 2021, what are your thoughts of Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, and will he be a star in the Hall of Fame again? Yeah, he's getting in. Like, unless Mahomes does something terrible, he's getting in the Hall of Fame. Now, in general, he needs to play a few more years, blah, 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 but there's nothing to suggest that Mahomes' current career path, even if he never wins another NFL championship but is always good, even if he's like Kirk Cousins level the rest of his career, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He already has the MVP, he already has the Super Bowl title. He's in. From Emil Pedersen, Super Chat, thank you, my friend. Mahomes or punter, who always punts to the 1-yard line? Give me Mahomes. Because, yes, the punter has value in terms of, field position, but here's the thing. If you're punting, means you're not scoring. I would rather have Mahomes every day. Pounder forgot, will the Chiefs' defense do better this year? Look, the defense never has to be elite for KC. It just has to be solid. If they can be around league average to just above league average, they're going to win like 12, 13 games. So I think they'll be good enough on defense. John Dorman, Allen Robinson, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, who is 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to go with Keenan Allen because I just love his route running. It's a tough 1, 2, 3. I'll go Allen, Evans, Robinson. You could talk me into any order on that front. All three of those guys are legitimate wide receiver ones. For Hyper 3, who is the most underrated NFL player right now? Safety Jesse Bates. He is one of the best safeties, like top 3 or top 5, and he ain't 5, by the way. I think Jesse Bates should be viewed in almost the same tier as a Justin Simmons, a Minkah Fitzpatrick, those guys. He doesn't get that hype, though. So I'm going to go Jesse Bates, the safety from the Cincinnati Bengals. From Rae Grange, best secondary. I think you have to, the first thing that comes to mind for me at least, the Denver Broncos have to be inside that conversation. They're deep at corner. They've got great safeties. I think Denver is at least in the top 3 there. I like the Giants secondary a lot. I like Washington secondary too. But I think that Denver is my pick. From Adam White, surprise team this year and biggest disappointment. Good question. From a positive standpoint, I don't know if it's fair to count the Patriots as a surprise team, but I think they're going to make a playoff push. I think disappointment-wise, maybe a team like Miami, if Tua's not good. There's a lot of hype around the Rams because they have Matthew Stafford. I need to see more out of them, and Arizona Cardinals. There are 4 good teams in the NFC West. One of those teams will end up being a disappointment. ACB Collects. Who is the best safety in the NFL? When he's healthy, I'd say Derwin James. He can do anything on the field. So I love Derwin James too. When healthy, he is absolutely in that conversation. However, he hasn't been healthy very much, and I am very much worried about that. So having to factor in the health here, I'm going to go with Minkah Fitzpatrick. I think he is amongst a great group of safeties, Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, Budda Baker, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. I think Minkah Fitzpatrick is the best one right now in the NFL. Top 5 NFL stadiums. Go Giants. Oh, jeez, I don't know. I've only been to a handful of them. I think Jerry World's certainly up there. I feel like Lambeau Field should be there just for like the brand, the whole side of it. I like Raymond James because of the cannons, the Bucs game. That's pretty fun there. I've heard good things about the Vikings Stadium. I've been to the Falcons one a lot. What's up, Jeremy? You can unmute yourself. Yeah,
I have a friend who's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. He says electric, one of the most electric environments he's ever been in.
All right, I could see Arrowhead being really good there. Okay, I forget what it's called right now. The Seahawks, it was CenturyLink, then they changed it. That one is a special stadium, so I'd say Arrowhead's in there. Heinz Field's field is too bad for me to include that. Worst stadium, Soldier Field, if only because of the All-22 footage is just garbage. From Gary Sanderson, coaches on the hot seat. I mean, I think Zach Taylor for the Bengals is a big one. If the Cardinals and Cliff Kingsbury don't make a real playoff run and or at least push, I think he ends up getting fired as well. I think Vic Fangio, Denver Broncos, if they miss the playoffs, even if the quarterback plays bad and it's not Fangio's fault, with a new regime in charge, he might end up being on the hot seat as well. From my burner account, who is the most overrated and underrated player in the NFL? Well, from an underrated perspective, I am a huge fan of Jesse Bates. He's not regarded as like the top 5, top 10, top whatever safety that he should be. Frankly, he's top 5, and he ain't 5 on that list. I am a big-time believer in Jesse Bates, the Bengals safety. From an overrated perspective, the people who I like to go quarterbacks here. Matthew Stafford leaves the Lions and goes to the Rams and is now top 6 quarterback. Doesn't make any sense to me. That's a pretty. He's good. He's in that top 10 conversation, but he's not 6 as far as I'm concerned. Other overrated players, geez. I think Sam Darnold, people believing in him, I don't agree with that. He's never been good in his NFL career. I'm sorry. There's no way around that there. Carson Wentz has seen his stock dip significantly, but I think that's a name that should probably be mentioned as well. You guys let me know what you think in the comments section. From Jordan Maloney, who are your top 3 defensive tackles to start the season? So I'm going interior guys only. Number 1, unquestionably, is Aaron Donald. Like, there's no way around it. He is the best player in the NFL right now, outside of perhaps Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, I'm going to go with Chris Jones of the Chiefs. After that, it gets a little bit tough. I think DeForest Buckner, Cam Hayward, Fletcher Cox, Jeffrey Simmons, and I'd also want to throw in Quinnen Williams inside that conversation. I think he's going to have a huge year, but he's probably not top 3 right now. So I'll go with DeForest Buckner over Hayward and Cox barely.